Subject EVS 1. Standard 4th. Hello students, I am Elspeth Sibi and today we are going to learn the chapter
Direction and maps. Direction means a direction is a general line that someone or something is moving or pointing in. Examples: north, south, east, and west are all directions. Up, down, left, and right are also directions. So, students, what is the meaning of maps? A map is a drawing or plan of the surface of the earth that shows countries, rivers, mountains, roads, etc. Let us study the chapter in detail.
students. Can you tell?
So, students, we have already learned about the main directions north, south, east, and west. Let us study the subdirection in detail. Main direction north, east, south, west are the main direction. East and west are at right angles to north and south, with east being in the clockwise direction of rotation from north and west being directly opposite east. Direction and subdirection have been determined by man on basis of rising and setting of the sun. Students, now I already taught you about direction. In the next slide, I will teach you in detail about subdirection. This thing is determined by man and the rising of the sun. East, west, north and south are the main directions. So students, let us now learn about the subdirection. The right hand side is east and the left hand side is west. These four directions are north, south, east, west. They are called directions or main directions. The directions that fall between this main direction are called subdirections, like northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. The directions that lie between every two main directions are called subdirections. You can see north and east. In between, the northeast is there. That is called subdirections. East, south. Southeast is a subdirection. South, west. Southwest is a subdirection. West and north. Northwest is a subdirection. Southeast, southwest, northeast, and northwest are the sub-directions. So students, now let us identify the directions and the sub-directions. From the picture, we can identify the following direction. Let us observe the picture carefully. So students, here is the picture for you. There is mountain, street lamp, well, house, clock, foot, tree, well. Now let us see to which direction and subdirection they belong to. See children, the picture. I have the arrow mark. Now let us see the picture. Pond is to the east. Tree is to west. Clock is to the north. House is to south. Street lamp is to the southeast. Well, southwest. Mountain, northwest. Foot, northeast.
So students, let us study now. We will also come to know about the compass rose. Compass rose means a circle printed on a map or chart and the scale used on the map. Scale of map. Students, what is the definition of scale of map? Map scale refers to the relationship between distance on a map and the corresponding distance on the ground. While drawing a map, the huge distance between two places on the ground is shown in such a way that it fits the small paper of map. Students, you can see my image how the print is drawn. You can see the east, north, west and south. You can see side of me there are given the symbols. This is the way how we are going to identify on which place what is situated. The distance on the map is made proportionate to the distance on the ground. Students, you can see how the diagram is drawn. The distance is proportionate to the distance on ground.
That is why a map must always be aligned to local directions. Aligned means to arrange things in a straight line or so that they are parallel to something else. Students, you know that in your phone everybody has Google Map. Whichever place you want to go, you reach safely to that place by the help of Google Map.
Places in our surroundings are often located at some distance from one another. These places are also large in size. Students, you know that some of the places like hospital, houses, school are located some of the distance. They are not close to each other. They are little far. These places are also in large size. Maps are comparatively quite small. Therefore, the distance between this place has to be shown in a very limited space on a map. Students, if you have observed the map is very small size, right? So, the places in the map has to be shown in a very limited space.
When we draw pictures of houses, mountains, and people, we draw them to fit the size of the paper we are drawing on. It is the same while 30 meters drawing maps. Students, we always draw to fit in a paper. The same way we draw it in the map.
While drawing a map, the distance between two places on the ground has to be shown in 30 centimeter, such a way that it fits the paper. Students, while drawing on a map, there should be the gap is should be 30 centimeter so that it fits the paper.
Do you know? Direction are always parallel to the ground. Parallel means with the same distance between them for all their length. That is why map must always be aligned to the local directions. This makes it easier for us to understand the map and the region. Students, direction are always parallel. Map is always aligned to local direction. That's why it's very easy for us to understand the map and the region of that particular place. Always remember, direction and subdirection have been determined by man on the basis of rising and setting of the sun. Thus, nature can be a guide. Students, direction and subdirection are determined by man on the basis of rising and setting of the sun. I already told you what is direction and subdirection. So students, let us see what we have learnt. Identifying subdirections, the compass rose, the proportionate nature of maps, the relation between distances on a map and on the ground. So students, now let us see the fill in the blanks of the chapter. The direction in which the sun rises is called east. There are dash subdirection. Students, what is the answer? 4. Yes, very good. The direction in which the sun sets is called west. Question number 2. State whether the following statements are true or false. There are 4 main directions. What is the answer? True. North faces the west. False. Northwest faces the east. False. South faces the north. True.
So students, let us see the name the following of the chapter.
4 main directions: east, west, north, south. 4 subdirections: southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest. Name the diagram or circle showing the main directions and subdirections. Compass rose.
Now let us move further and let us see match the following.
First, the direction facing the east, west. The subdirection facing the southeast, northwest. The subdirection between the south and the west, southwest.
Question number 5. Answer the following questions in one sentence each. What do we use to find out the location or position of a place?
Answer. We use main directions and subdirections to find out the location or position of a place.
Question number 6. Why is a scale given in map? Answer. The scale is given in a map to show the relationship between the distances on a map and on the ground. So students, here is the activity for you. Do at home and send the image in WhatsApp group. With the help of your teacher or parent, make a relief map of your locality. You can use clay and cardboard for this activity. So students, I hope you understood the chapter. Thank you.